Today on the Moxie Games, it's the beginning of the end as the semifinals for the Headis Las Vegas Classic start up with a matchup between Beer, Vampire, and Sniper Schorsch. The WJF Overall Championship heads into its final three events featuring competitors from Japan, Australia, Germany, and the US. The launch of Venom's World Trickshot Grand Prix kicks off with Tom Rossman squaring off against Stefano Palinga. Team White Dragon faces Team Serial Killers for the Sepak Takraw Open Championship title. The world premiere of the Moxie Games original event, Dodge, Juggle, and more. I'm Penn Gillette, and you're watching the Moxie Games. This year, the Moxie Games are being held at SkillCon, the ultimate skill convention, which features exhibitions, performances, demonstrations, workshops, and learning experiences from the world's best practitioners in the most diverse set of skills targeting physical and mental abilities. SkillCon is where you can not only see the Moxie Games live, but also learn these skills from the best in the world. Right now, the Headis Las Vegas Classic semifinals are about to get started. And the world's greatest rock, paper, scissors champion, Master Rochambola, is standing by.
Thanks, Penn, and a big thank you to Moxie Games for hosting us.
The Headis Las Vegas Classic semifinals will feature Beer Vampire, pronounced vampire in English, but only rhymes in German, so we'll stick to German, Sniper Schorsch, Hetty Potter, and Rolly the Butcher. These are not the athletes' legal names, however, these are the names they are best known for in the sport of Headis. Right now, we're getting started with the first semifinal matchup between Beer Vampire and Sniper Schorsch. There are only a few rules you need to be aware of. We are playing to 11 points, but you have to win by 2, and we're playing best 2 out of 3 sets to win the match. The serve must bounce on the server's side first, and if it hits the net or the opponent's side of the table first, the point goes to the opponent. Now joining us for expert play-by-play commentary, all the way from Germany, is Thomas Mika and Felix Nauert.
Okay, thank you, Master Rochambola, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Thomas Mika.
And I'm Felix Nauert. Let's get right to the action.
So a slow start from both players, no risk at the beginning.
Oh, he hit it right into the camera. Nice start.
Oh, he's too short for this ball.
Got a decent volley going here. Both competitors taking it easy on each other. Oh, net shot, and the ball comes back.
Oh, that one just almost made it above the net.
Oh, what a spin. Do you see it?
Nice spin move there by the Beer Vampire, and he's I think the Beer Vampire actually managed to outsmart himself that time. Back to Transylvania, buddy.
Oh, and a great Murach. That's a mistake at the serve. He's really good at this. Seeing the replay again. Nice Murach by Beer Vampire.
Going back to the action now. Nice corner shot off the end of the table. Oh!
Clearly point for Sniper.
Using your hand there, buddy. That's not allowed, and the Beer Vampire gets back to work.
What's going on with Vampire?
6-1 already. Sniper at the serve. Smash left, right. Next mistake by Beer Vampire. 7-1 already.
Mistakes, mistakes, mistakes.
Nice volley to start. Both players taking a little bit more of a conservative approach at this time.
And the Beer Vampire come back. First volley, next volley. Oh, that's too short for the Sniper. 7-2.
Little shin to the table action there. You got to watch out for injuries in an event like this. And again with the spin move from the Beer Vampire. He's getting a lot of spin on that.
But Sniper's good at volley too, but it's not enough for the defense of Vampire.
Sniper Schorsch showing what he's made of with a nice power move across the table. Another spin move to start. Some of these hits are a little dirty, hitting the net. That is legal, but both competitors want to maintain control at this point.
Point for Vampire. In German we say it, beide gut.
Really great point by both players. Defensive action, offensive action. Really, really nice Headis.
But there you see, Sniper's slow.
7-5 already. Vampire back in the game.
Mistake. Another mistake. 2 easy points for Sniper. Oh, nervous mistake by Beer Vampire here at set points for Sniper.
Falk serves. Nice high move, giving Marcus plenty of time for that volley. It was up in the air. He had all day long to make that actual hit.
Easy mistakes by both players. Not a good serve, but not a good smash from the Sniper. So it's 9-7. Next easy mistake. 10-7 for the Sniper. So here we got the set points for Sniper.
And Falk continues to send them off the table. I'm not sure if this is part of a long-term ploy on his part or whether the Beer Vampire had too much beer last night.
Sniper's chance to win the set while he's serving. He forces Beer Vampire down to the ground and wins the set. Here once again we see Sniper dominates the game.
And you can see the love each competitor has, not only for the sport, but looking out for each other in a match like this. It's a wonderful thing to see. They've not just got to face each other, they have to last through this match and then go on to the finals. So you can imagine most of these competitors taking a more conservative approach. Beer Vampire licking his chops right now. Falk takes a dive, hits the floor, gets right back up, and a nice hand slap between one player to another.
So, Sniper Shorsh wins Game 1 against Beer Vampire. This is a best of 3, so Vampire still has a chance to advance to the finals. Game 2 coming up soon. I'll be back later on for the Rock, Paper, Scissors Las Vegas Pro-Am Grand Prix, but right now the World Juggling Federation's advanced competitions are about to get started on the expo stage, so I will leave you for now in the capable hands of Las Vegas juggler extraordinaire, Jeff Savilico.
Thanks, Master Rosh. We are just moments away from the final 3 competitions of the Advanced Overall Championship. You can see our competitors warming up here, about to take on the Advanced Short programs, first with 5 balls, then 5 rings, then 5 clubs. Yesterday, the competitors started the Advanced Overall Championship with the Endurance and Freestyle competitions. This is an accumulative score from 2 days of events, and these first competitions awarded 1 point for first place, 0.5 points for second place, and 0.25 points for third place. Starting with the endurance competitions, all competitors failed to qualify 9 balls, so it was an even score on that. In the 8-ring endurance competition, Spencer Androli secured second place with the bare minimum 16 catches, and Delaney Bayless received first place with just 2 more catches, finishing with 18. The 7-club endurance competition had strong placements, starting off with Delaney Bayless in third place with 18 catches. Spencer Androli in second place with 24 catches. And Masahiro Takahashi in first place with 54 catches. And you can see here, after the endurance competitions concluded, Delaney was in first place as a result of 2 second place finishes and 1 third place finish. Spencer and Masahiro tied for second place with 1 point each. In the 5-ball freestyle competition, Julius Prue received third place for 2 connected 5-up 360s. Spencer Androli received second place for a 9-7-5-3-1 up the back into back crosses. And first place goes to Delaney Bayless for a back cross 360 into overhead throws. Delaney received second place in the 7-ball freestyle competition with a 5-up 540 into a collect. And Julius Prue received first place for a 5-up 360 into 8x6. And in the final freestyle competition, third place went to Masahiro Takahashi for a run of body throws. Second place to Kenny Chung for a run of a move called Lazies. And Delaney takes home another first place finish with a 3-up 360 into 7-5-6-6-1. So final scores after the endurance and freestyle competitions. We have Delaney in the lead with a 3.75. Spencer trailing behind in second by 2.25 points with a 1.5. Julius in third with a 1.25. And Kenny with a 3.25 point disadvantage going into the short programs with only a half a point. Today you're going to see Delaney Bayless, Kenny Chung, and Spencer Androli's 5-ball routines. Here to provide you with expert play-by-play commentary is World Juggling Federation President Jason Garfield and Penn Jillette.
Thanks, Jeff, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined by Penn Jillette, who started his career in entertainment as a juggler, and being one of the smarter ones, realized that it was going to take more than juggling to get where he is today, and yet it's because of juggling that he's literally here today. Anyway, welcome back, sir.
Good to see you, Jason.
Thanks for being here. So, you joined the ranks of many celebrities who started their careers off as jugglers. Neil Patrick Harris, Patrick Dempsey, Steve Martin, and Tom Hanks. All of these success stories have one thing in common, which is that they quit juggling and then success followed. Mm-hmm. Now, surely it takes more than just quitting juggling to become successful, but is it that in order to become successful, you must stop juggling?
It sure seems that way. One of the exceptions is, Bob Dylan started juggling later in his career. He does a 3-ball cascade now, he does. So he got successful and then juggle, which is another way to do it. Or you can stop juggling and then get successful. Either way works, I think.
But learning how to juggle after you're successful will not take the success away.
Doesn't seem to. But probably best of all is to never start.
Don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, next up in the 5-ball short program is Delaney Bayless.
Delaney entered this competition last year for the first time at age 17 and placed second. Jonah Botvinnik Greenhouse placed first, but he's not here this year to defend his title, which leaves a potential vacancy available for Delaney. That is an incredibly difficult connection going from a 5-up 360 right into back crosses. It's so difficult, and now Delaney has to decide if she's going to try it again or move on. And she's moving on to a 3-up 720 and nails that. You can waste time and lose more points if you continue to fail. Going from overhead throws right into back crosses, that's a good connection.
Yeah, that's right.
And a 3-up back cross 360 out of it. But she won't get the connection bonus for that 360, but she will maintain the points for the overhead to back cross connection.
Now, stopping between tricks gives you no connection, right?
Right.
But you still get your points for the trick.
Yeah, if you qualify the move, you still get the points for it, but if you were planning a connection and your start value was based on that connection, then you're going to bring your score down a little bit.
I see. Sure.
There's a 1 high, 4 low, 5-up 360. The first row higher than the rest so that it comes down last. That's a nice angle to see back crosses from. That's a 3-up back cross 360.
There's those overhead throws, and that's that connection right into back crosses.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And that's the most difficult version of it. It's not as difficult to go from back crosses to overheads, but from overheads, because you're going lower, it makes it more difficult to get into back crosses.
And there's that 1 high, 4 low, 5-up 360.
That is really nice.
And Delaney scores a 5.96 for her 5-ball short program, bringing her overall score up to a 9.71.
Kenny Chung and Spencer Androli still have a chance to get their scores up from the 5-ball routines, and we'll see that soon. But coming up next, Venom's World Trick Shot Grand Prix, the Rock, Paper, Scissors Pro-Am Grand Prix,
The Sepak Takraw Open,
and Dodge Juggle only on the Moxie Games.
The Moxie Games are brought to you by The Passing Zone, the world's most entertaining comedy and juggling duo, PassingZone.com. Moxie.Games. Stream the Moxie Games and more outside-the-box sports at Moxie.Games. Jason Garfield Personal Training. No nonsense, fast results, lose fat, increase strength. JasonGarfield.com. While we wait for the debut of Venom's World Trick Shot Grand Prix to begin, let's check out some of the foot sports at the Moxie Games. This year, Foot Sports UK launched a completely new sport, foot darts. It was an overnight success, gaining 57 million views and an invitation to SkillCon, where they held an 8-day tournament and, in collaboration with SkillCon, created an even newer event, Takraw Darts. The idea? Recruit Sepak Takraw's finest players to serve and spike balls into the huge 22-foot by 25-foot dartboard. This year was just an exhibition to pave the way for next year's World Takraw Dart Championships. This is a new and exciting foot and dart sport event that's going to continue to explode all over the world. Of course, we also have the best dart players at SkillCon.
That's 10 bullseyes and 0.
But we'll get to them later. For now, back to Venom's World Trick Shot Grand Prix, where Brian Pauly and Jason Lynch are standing by.
And thank you, Penn Gillette, for the intro, and welcome everyone to Venom's World Trick Shot Grand Prix. I'm Jason, the Michigan Kid Lynch, and joining me here in the booth is Brian Superman Pauly, an artistic pool player in his own right.
How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing well.
We got 4 great competitors today, and it's going to be some great trick shots to watch.
And today starts the beginning of a new pool trick shot tournament created by one of the world's most recognizable figures in the sport.
People always think, I have the best job on the planet, but they don't see the sacrifices behind it. It's a lot of traveling, it's a lot of practice, and you have a family, you can't spend so much time with them. You're literally missing your own bed because you sleep, half the time in a hotel and spend your life in travel in planes and cars, and it's a tough life. I've been playing so many years, and you can see a little bit what the problem, why it's not working, why is it working, and I felt like doing my own event was just a normal path. It was just something I wanted to do, and I had this incredible opportunity to work with SkillCon, and I just grabbed it, and I figured we'll try something, and really the whole thing was incredible.
Coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, for the World Trick Shot Grand Prix. He's a 2012 inductee for the National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame, a 3-time ESPN World Cup of Trick Shots champion, a 2-time ESPN Trick Shot Magic champion. Say hello to Mr. Trick Shots, Stefano Palinga. Our second competitor. He is a 3-time ESPN World Cup of Trick Shots champion. He's a 2007 U.S. Open Artistic Pool champion, the 2006 WPA Open Artistic Pool champion. He is considered the founding father of modern-day artistic pool. Say hello to Dr. Q, Tom Rossman. All right, well, Tom's chosen for the first shot here. This is a compression bank shot, or kick shot, actually. He's going to hit the cue ball into the rail. It's going to pass by the 9 there and kick the 8 ball cross side, flipping the bag over, sending that 8 ball into the side pocket. All right, Tom, let's see if he does this here.
How would he hit that?
No problem, man.
He does this in the shows all the time. I expected him to make this one.
Beautiful shot. Here's Stefano. No score there.
Oh, he just missed the bag.
Yeah, so Tom took a 1-point lead here. Stefano was picked one of Mike Massey's shots, actually out of Mike Massey's book. This is called a jizz and hum mess. You've got to get all these balls set perfectly on this table. The kisses, caroms, everything's got to work together.
Yeah, Massey named it properly. It does look like a mess right there.
All right, very difficult here. Let's see what he does. Oh, no problem.
Oh, he hit that like a hanger, didn't he?
Stefano tied it up, 1 apiece.
Nice shot, Stefano.
Here's a replay here.
Good to see him back shooting.
Here's Tom, see if we can answer. A little slower.
There's a
pocket
there.
speed.
Look at this.
Not a problem. Tom leading 2-1 here.
That's a beautiful shot.
Everything pocket speed here. Even mix the cue ball. The third shot, and Tom's second shot, it's a push-through shot. It's actually called a hand is quicker than the eye. He's got a big distance between the cue ball and the 3. He's going to hit the cue ball and follow through. The cue and the 5 will actually split. Actually hit the 3 ball into 2 balls that are hidden under the handkerchief. The biggest thing on this is to actually have a really good straight follow-through to make this shot.
We'll see whose eye is quicker on this one.
Looks like he's got a magic trick here.
It's a pretty shot if he hits it.
No problem.
Look at that. Great shot.
3-1. Favor of Tom. Put some pressure on Stefano here. He answered back. Almost had to carry him with the 2 ball there. 3-2 in favor of Tom. Very nice stroke there by Stefano. All right, Stefano's second shot, the fourth shot in this match. It's a jump masse shot. He's going to elevate his cue stick, hit the one ball in the corner pocket, jump over that row of balls, and come around 3 rails. Stefano's really known for his stroke shots, so we'll see what happens here.
Be interesting what Tom does with this, because Tom's more of the entertainer setup shots. We'll see how he does with this.
Needs to make this a tied up.
Oh, man.
Oh, he clipped the roll of balls there.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem like he got enough of a jump on it. There's Tom answering. Ooh, good stroke.
Here we go. Check this out.
3 rails.
Does he get it? Does he get it?
Oh, man. Did not connect. Still in the lead, 3-2 here. Boy, put a nice stroke on that. Man. Very nice stroke. Look at the spin on that ball.
Pretty shot, but he barely misses by only inches. Look at that.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
The Moxie Games are coming back to SkillCon in Las Vegas this December. Register online at skillcon.org.
This comes up in a lot of trick shots that we do. He's going to actually hit this ball, take it off the other cushion, catch it in the cup. Now, the biggest thing here is getting the right speed and angle on the cue to allow that ball to jump back at you and not off the table.
This is why you try this at your neighbor's house. You don't want to mess up your own pool room.
Tom in the driver's seat, 3-2, so he's picking an old standard of his.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, nothing but net. That's smart for Tom to do that because he knows the shot in and out.
See Stefano's response. Look at this.
Pretty good hands for Stefano there. Tom's still leading 4-3 here. Here's the replay.
He hit this really good.
Pretty quick there with the hand. All right, this is actually a shot that Stefano's used in ESPN Trick Shot Magic numerous times. The biggest thing here is to actually just hit the 7 on the jump. You do not want to hit the 9 when you jump that cue ball into those stacked balls, because if you do hit the 9, there's no chance of it coming down and landing on the bottom.
Stefano's really known for this. I've seen him shoot this many, many times, and I expect him to hit this again. Oh, man, he almost made that.
Boy, I'm surprised he missed that. I've seen him make that so many times.
Yeah, it's just such a tough shot.
You see the cue ball came up and clipped the 9. That's why it actually didn't fall straight down.
Oh, man, Tom didn't miss it, too.
Same thing there. See, Tom's actually hitting the bottom of the 7. So it actually popped the 9 ball at an angle. That's why it didn't drop down on the bottle there. And here's another one of our prop shots. When you follow through and hit that 8 ball, you do not want to have that cue ball land on your cue stick. You've got to have some quick hands to get this to move, and you've got to bank the ball cross side.
Yes, Tom uses this a lot in his shows, and I expect him to make this first time.
Tom's still in the driver's seat here.
Oh, man.
Short. The table's playing a little shorter than the both players are used to, I think. And it came about a half a diamond short there.
Just missed it.
Now let's see if Stefano actually looks at that and makes an adjustment. He actually did make an adjustment.
Oh, wow, he over-adjusted.
He over-adjusted. Yeah, that's what happens there.
Yeah, he went a little slower than Tom, but yeah, he over-adjusted.
All right, Stefano's picked for the 8th shot in the match. A really quirky shot. He's actually got 2 cigarettes stood up there, and the way to actually not foul through on these is actually to hit your hand on the end of the table as you stroke through, and that limits the distance that cue can travel forward. Very difficult shot, really quirky shot.
Yeah, this is another one Stefano's known for, and many of us that have tried this have busted our knuckles up on the table pretty good trying this.
Yeah, he can't hit those cigarettes. Actually, oh, no problem. See, the trick on this is actually he hits his hand on the back of that table. That stops him from going too far forward.
I don't know how many of us has hurt our hand trying that shot.
This shot's been around for a while. Tom might have this in his bag of tricks. We'll see.
Oh, man, he just scooped it right there.
Yeah, he's just a little below center, hopped the cue ball. Smart shot by Stefano, tying the game up here at 4-all. All right, Tom's chosen the just showing off shot with a little added addition with the jump here. This shot was actually made famous by Steve Mizrak in a beer commercial. Steve was a elementary school teacher. He used to use pool and geometry to teach his students.
Yeah, this is always a real fun shot. There's balls going all over the place here. When now you're jumping a ball off the rail, you got to time this just right.
Yeah, the biggest thing on this is to readjust after you hit the first cue ball. You have to readjust and hit that jump shot in time. Probably the most popular trick shot of all time. There's the 8 ball.
Look at this.
No problem.
That good.
Beautiful shot.
Nice variation of that old classic shot.
Now, I think Stefano should make this without any problem. The biggest thing for Stefano, his strong point's not the speed jumps and stuff like that. So he has to reposition himself quick enough to be able to hit this jump before that 9 ball falls.
Let's see what he does here. Balls go. Does he get in time? Yes, he does.
Ooh, buzzer beater there. But he did get the 10 ball in the corner before that 9 drop.
Nice shot.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on.
Nice show of sportsman by Dr. Q there.
That was beautiful.
That was a beautiful stroke.
Here's the replay here. Repositions. There's the jump, catch. Barely got it in there before the 9, but he did get it there. So as it stands right now, both players are tied with 5 points each. This is a first to 10 point scoring system, so it's still anyone's game. But right now you can hear the Moxie Games music starting from the Expo stage, which means it's time for the Rock, Paper, Scissors Las Vegas Pro-Am Grand Prix to get started. So we'll take you now to that, and we'll see you back here later for the continuation of Venom's World Trickshot Grand Prix.
Welcome back to the Moxie Games. This here's the Midnight Rider, the reigning Brooklyn Heights Atlantic Yard SmackDown champion.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kimbo Scythe here, 4-time Olympic medal winner of RPS.
And we're getting ready to start the Rock, Paper, Scissors Las Vegas Pro-Am Grand Prix. That's a mouthful. Speaking of mouth, here's a man that's got one, Master Rochambeau.
Thank you all. Thank you all. And a big hand for Moxie Games as well as for the Moxie Games dancers. You guys are about to see unparalleled one-on-one hand sports combat. Anyone who doesn't believe rock, paper, scissors is a serious sport has never actually played it. It requires the same mental focus and reaction time as gymnastics, esport fighting games, and horseshoes. Now, there are 2 basic strategies in rock, paper, scissors. Reading the other player, then influencing what they do. There's 2 ways to do this. Both physical, you can look at what the other person is throwing, physical tells, or you can influence them with the way you throw. You can also pick up on patterns, as well as put out fake patterns to fool your opponent. There's also cheating. Switching throws last minute. Now this is very low play, only used by very sad and desperate players. Reffing today's match is someone who's called me out on those things more times than I remember. He has busted me over and over again for attempting to cheat, and he has actually made me a better player. I'd like to introduce to you the head referee of the World Rock, Paper, Scissors Society, direct from Toronto, Canada, Brad Fox.
Thank you very much. We've seen a very high level of play today. For those of you who are just joining us and not aware of the rules of competitive rock, paper, scissors, I'll give a brief overview. There are 3 throws. There are only 3 throws. They are rock, paper, scissors. Paper is always horizontal. Scissors is always vertical. This is a competitive match, so we're playing under WRPS international rules, which is a 3-prime shoot. That's 1, 2, 3, and then you deliver your throw on the 4th prime. These 8 competitors qualified through their skills in playing something called Street. They managed to hustle enough bucks out of their fellow competitors to make the top 8. But now we're in the finals, we're playing a structured competitive game, full hustler rules. The first competitor to 10 points wins. This is a direct elimination tournament, so the winner moves on, and the loser goes home.
All right, we're starting off here with Jorge versus Douglas. Now, these are classically trained players, and now there's a rock tie to open. You were telling me earlier to expect a lot of ties in this tournament, weren't you?
If we follow the patterns of RPS, we see a lot of ties, especially in the beginning, and that's what we are starting off with here. Jorge in the lead, 2-0.
And what I'm wondering right now is, what's up with Douglas in the hat? Why is he wearing a hat like that?
I don't know, Ryder. It looks pretty hot. I don't know if it's going to throw him off.
Maybe there's a little tinfoil underneath that hat to prevent some mind control or something, but I've never seen a player wear a funny-looking hat and do anything in tournament competition.
Count is still 1-4. Douglas, time to wake up, man.
Douglas is a classically trained player. He's been doing 3 rocks in a row here and there, things like that. I don't know if it's going to go up against this Jorge. He's definitely in his opponent's head.
Jorge in the lead. Might have something to do with that bag behind him.
Oh, and Jorge's bringing this one home, baby. Oh, there we go. That was a beautiful match. But what's he picking up? What's in that bag?
Jorge takes the first match, winning his final 4 throws in a row. Paper to rock, scissors to paper, rock to scissors, and the final death blow, paper to rock. And let me tell you, you do not want Jorge's paper anywhere near your rock. And for anyone who still doubts rock, paper, scissors' place as a legitimate sport, Oh, look at this. Total sports loser face right there. That is the face you make when you lose at a sport. So Jorge advances to the quarterfinals as we bring out our next two combatants.
All right, and what's your name, please?
Heather.
Heather, also known as?
The Dominator.
Okay, and what's your name?
Bennett.
Do you have a nickname in the sport?
Bennett.
All right. That's awesome. Go with what you know. I love it. All right, Dominator versus Bennett.
All right, I see here we already have a height discrepancy.
Now, usually in a lot of sports, the player with height has an advantage. Would you say Bennett is at an advantage or a disadvantage
Now,
in this
in my experience, Ryder, I find that the younger generation happens to be shorter, and I see them taking the lead and winning all the time. Now, if you see here, Heather, the Dominator is trying to take advantage here. She's bending at the knees, trying to get down at Bennett's level.
Yeah, she's trying to play at his level. Brad Fox stepping in there. That's a good call.
Dominator in the lead.
She's in the lead, but Bennett is going to take this as a little bit of a strategic timeout, I reckon. He's going to come out of this gate flying. And what do you think about all these scissors ties that we're seeing? That was your throw.
Ties, yeah, my favorite throw. Definitely the most difficult throw.
And they keep tying on that scissors. It's almost like it's a safe space. Now, the Midnight Rider don't need no safe space, but for a lot of players it can be useful as a little bit of a launching spot, I reckon.
You know, I think they're trying to wear each other out with the scissors.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Now, if I've seen Bennett play before, and don't underestimate his size or his age. He is going to come out and try to win this one quick. He's got her right where he wants her. I see a quick and easy win for Bennett right here.
I think you're right, Ryder. We see a tie here, but I think Bennett's going to take the win.
Yeah. If I were him too, I'd avoid that scissors at this point. He doesn't need to play it safe. He can bring this one home.
Rock, paper, rock.
Yeah.
Solid win with the rock.
That was a great match. It was beautiful to watch.
Wonderful match, Heather. You really took him the distance on that.
Now, an interesting statistic in this match to note. Heather and Bennett tied 6 times, and each time they both threw scissors. They're obviously both relying on endurance here by tying on the most difficult throw to form, which is scissors. Bennett dominated the Dominator, winning his last 3 throws in a row. Rock to scissors, paper to rock, and finally destroying the Dominator's scissors with his rock. If you smell la 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 what the rock is cooking. Bennett advances to the quarterfinals, and we are halfway through the top 8. Now, let's get Shane and Shu out here for our next match.
Now, Kimbo, earlier you were telling me that there's going to be a lot of ties to open these matches, and there goes another one. There's a paper tie. Now, if you followed these players' careers like I have, you know they've both trained for endurance, and they're throwing a lot of ties out the gate. What do you make of that?
Both of these two are definitely on their way to pro. You can see Shu, he's dressed in his athletic apparel.
Yeah.
You can almost see the sweat dripping on his forehead. Ooh, Shane takes the lead.
Yeah, and Shane looks like he's going out for a night with the bros in his outfit, but he's putting that left hand in his pocket. Now, I don't know if he's saving it for later or he's just giving Shu something to think about, but Shu needs to get his head back in the game.
Might be a nervous tick here.
Could be, but I'm not sure on which side. Now, here's another one of those height advantages you were talking about, or disadvantage you were talking about earlier. Shu's bending down, trying to get down to Shane's level.
Bending at the waist. You can even see Brad Fox getting down to their level.
Yeah, he's got to be able to see these throws, and Shane, his hand-eye coordination is fantastic at this point, and he's not giving anything away. Shu's chewing on that lower lip. He's nodding his head. He's trying to make himself feel a little more confident, but Shane's looking back at Brad Fox for a little reassurance now.
You see they got off a little bit there. Brad Fox is going to count this out for them.
Yep, you don't want no working on the railroad, and they're slowing. Oh man, these guys are tired.
Down.
Look at that pace.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think Shane is used to that slower pace too. He doesn't need to go fast. He can take this match any way he wants, but I'm thinking Shu's probably going to come back out of this and go for an easy win here.
I feel a win. I feel a win for Shane, shortest player.
No, I disagree with you there. I think. Oh,
man. There we go.
It's hard to get too upset about a match like that. Sorry about that, Shu. Time to call the Uber and head home.
Shane and Shu tied a total of 13 times. 9 ties, all as paper. And Shu liked paper so much that it sealed his fate as it met head-to-head with Shane's scissors. Shane's last 6 throws followed the pattern rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Literally throwing the name of the sport back to back. So Shane advances to the quarterfinals with Jorge and Bennett. One final matchup in the top 8. Grant and JJ, you're up.
Now talk about the ties. Here are 2 Pro-Am players that ain't afraid to tie it up.
You can see the intent on JJ's face. He's obviously a very experienced RPS player, taking the lead here, 3-1.
And if you look at JJ, they're calling out the cadence. They're trying to get Grant to play at their speed. JJ's already controlling this match, not just on the scoreboard, but in how fast they're playing. You see them see the lips moving there.
I'm wondering what is with the messenger bag.
I'm not sure. It is blue, which is JJ's power color. So maybe it's addressing an imbalance by adding a little more weight to that side. Maybe it's just giving Grant something to think about other than the game. Grant's rocking the red, white, and blue. It's getting the crowd behind him, but I think you're gonna need a lot more than that, buddy.
I don't know if it's gonna work for him.
Yeah, so I think JJ's gonna try to bring this one home quick. Grant's trying to get a little bit of momentum flowing here.
Oh, I can feel a win.
Yep,
Feel a win
it's
for
coming
JJ.
one way or the other. Grant's looking around. I can't help you, buddy.
Here we go,
Can't help
count it
you.
out.
And
One,
there's a
two,
lot of ties
three.
here.
Oh!
JJ's got this one in the bag.
Solid.
Got it in the messenger
In
bag.
the messenger bag.
A total of 13 ties, 9 is paper. Paper is the most frequently tied throw in the top 8. This is definitely an endurance match. It reminds me of Ali versus Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. Now early in the round, I noticed that JJ was controlling the cadence of the match, controlling the pace. Now this has a strategic advantage because different players do train at different speeds. And if you can get the other player to play at your speed, you can control their flow. And in the end, at 9-6, it was paper to paper, paper to paper, and then finally rock to scissors, suck that scissors right out of him with all those paper throws, which advances JJ to the quarterfinals.
So just like that, 8 competitors are reduced to 4. And we'll see Jorge versus JJ and Shane versus Bennett later on in the semifinals. Coming up next in the Moxie Games, the Sepak Takraw finals get started between teams White Dragon and Surreal Killers and Dodge Juggle. SkillCon and the Moxie Games are the home for a variety of athletes who envision a new sport or a new direction for their skills. Acro integration combines martial arts tricking, gymnastics, breaking, and feats of balance and flexibility all into one event. Jamie Stroud, Scott McDonald, and the acrobolic Juji Mufu kicked off their event with an exhibition of their collective skills to set the stage for their competition. More on that coming up soon. Right now, let's join the Sepak Takraw Open final match between teams White Dragon and Surreal Killers, hosted by ISTAF Australian team representatives Alex Newman and Daniel Ellen Barwell.
Thank you, Penn, and welcome to the Moxie Games. We're about to witness some awesome Sepak Takraw. We're in Las Vegas, and you're about to witness the first collaboration between the non-profit sporting organization, the Sepak Takraw of USA Incorporated, the International Sepak Takraw Federation, and their equipment partner, Marathon. They have brought us world-class courts, 8 of the top USA teams, and we're about to see an elimination final match between the teams that fought through yesterday to get to here today. My name is Daniel Ellen Barwell, and alongside me, fellow Australian Alex Newman. Alex, we saw great competition yesterday. This is the final though, this is where it counts. What can you tell us about our 2 final teams?
Thank you, Daniel. Yes, it was a big day of Sepak Takraw indeed yesterday, a couple of huge semi-finals. The gold medal match will be played between the Surreal Killers from California, seeded 3rd. They did well to make it through the semi-final, defeating the 2nd seeded team of Minnesota B. And they'll be playing against the Minnesota White Dragon, the top seed team. Starting on the court will be brothers Kerchar and Truchar, and feeder will be John Lee. On the bench, Gao Sheng, uncle of True and Kerr, so a real family affair there for the Minnesota side. And the Surreal Killers will be represented by Mualaw, Jack Harris, Jim Tao, and starting on the bench will be Jeremy Merkin.
If you're not too familiar with Sepak Takraw, it's best thought of as a kick volleyball played on a badminton court.
That's right, Daniel. Essentially kick volleyball, so 3 touches aside. It's played on a court of the same dimensions as badminton. One of the key differences being that one player can take 3 consecutive touches if they wish. And of course, the obvious one is that you can use any part of the body to contact the ball except for the hands or the arms.
Well, let's go down courtside, and we're about to see in the black the White Dragons of Minnesota receiving serve from the Surreal Killers, number 2, Mualaw. First serve nerves, have the ball going just long.
Yeah, shaky start for Mualaw. You can see he didn't quite get on top of that ball. Perhaps an issue with the ball toss from Jim Tao.
Second one's much the same. We are under bright lights. It is a high-stress situation.
And gold medal match. A lot of nerves, I'm sure, for Mualaw and Jim Tao with the ball toss. Trailing 0-2.
3rd time's a charm. We're in.
Anthony goes up for the spike. It's a good one. Jack Harris can't quite keep that one under control. And it's a really confident start for the Minnesota White Dragons, leading 3-0 now.
Change of serve every 3 points. Minnesota. Ace right into the pocket.
And that is brilliant placement. Look at that, right in the gap between Jack Harris and Mualaw. Right inside the baseline. Doesn't get much better than that. Second serve, just as good. Mualaw can't control that. Dragons now leading 5-0. And the Killers looking a little bit respondent now.
Popped back over. Another opportunity for the Minnesota Dragons.
Good spike. Looks like it's gone wide though. Truchar, he likes it, but I think it's gone wide. Yep, there you go. Slow motion replay shows it's just gone wide. Killers on the board now.
Easy play here for Truchar. Tries to do a little bit too much though. Takes all 3 and just pops it out of play. And that would be the first real positive signs we've seen from the Serial Killers.
And Mualaw's taken a couple of minutes to get started. That serve was much better though. He's pushed that one right out to the sideline. Let's see what he can do here with this one. Another good serve there. True goes up. Oh, kept in play by Jack Harris. Can't quite get to it though. That ball was in play. You can play the ball as far wide as you want. It's Jack Harris. He's done really well just to get that ball up. Cameraman nearly copped a Takraw ball or a foot to the head.
It's all part of the price when you pay when you're watching Sepak Takraw in close quarters. Big roll spike. First one we have seen so far, and that was Jim.
Yeah, Jim Tao on the board. That is a textbook roll spike. The set perfectly positioned right near the net over his left shoulder. Jim Tao executes that fantastic back-flipping roll spike motion.
Minnesota, another opportunity, quick, and it's the sun back, but there's a block thrown up by Jim Tao again.
Jim Tao, he's loving that. Look at this block, beautifully positioned. He loves it. He knows it's good as soon as it comes off the shin. Fantastic Sepak Takraw there. That's what you like to see.
Kirchar once more. He really has been serving very well at the start of this match.
Well, Kirchar, he's perhaps one of the best servers that the United States has ever seen. He's played for the national team before at huge international events, and he's showing us how he's done so well. Mualaw though, good drop serve there. Kirchar's going for all pace. Mualaw showing us that the deft touch, the short serves can be just as effective if executed well.
There you go, textbook example, Alex, and it was a complete walkaway at the start for the Dragons, but now they pulled it back to 7-all.
That's a good serving from Moore. He's really gotten his act together here. That's another good one.
Jack Harris a little bit unlucky to pick that one up. He tried to get off the spike, but the ball's just moving too quick.
8 White Dragon.
Kirchar and the Dragons to serve. That's a good one. Jack's under control though.
Popped back over. Oh, lots of power, but that is long.
Well, the set was nice and high. Truchar had all the time in the world to go up and get it, but he's just mistimed that a little. As you can see, he's put that well wide. So 8-all.
Kerr showing he's got a drop shot up his sleeve as well.
That is a fantastic drop serve. It had very little flight time, so it wasn't as short as Mualaw's serves, but it spent so little time in the air. It's just so effective, and he's backed it up there with a power serve. So you can see Jack Harris, he was moving forward, he was expecting and anticipating the drop serve. Kirchar's keeping him guessing.
Chance now for the Serial Killers from California. Big roll spike, kept in play. Oh, so close.
Couldn't convert. Truchar, he's done so well to block that ball. Here's the block, kept in play. That counts as one touch. Now Gao Chang, that's the second touch. The nice set, the feed. Truchar, oh, he's gone for the drop spike. It was so close. Almost made it over. Just couldn't convert in the end. Dragons still have a slender lead though. That's blocked wide by Jin Tao.
You got to think it is close. We thought it would be a little bit different. We thought the Minnesota team would be walking away when the first few points were played.
In Minnesota, they are top seeds coming into this gold medal match, and that's why Truchar, another fantastic spike. These three, they've played together so much. They're so well drilled. They're just a well-oiled machine. Just look at that technique. Fantastic sunback spike motion. It's almost like a scissor kick. You might see it in soccer or football sometimes, but it's a regular occurrence here in the Sepak Takraw world.
No!
Jim Tao just mistiming that axe kick, the slap of the ball there. Doesn't convert. The Dragons now walking away a little, 13-9.
Pops back over. Free chance. Oh, clever play.
It doesn't always have to be the acrobatic spikes in Sepak Takraw. The simple plays can often work just as well. 3 quick headers in succession, and it's the placement there that's done the damage for trickshot and the Minnesota White Dragons. So 14-9 is the current score with the Minnesota White Dragons in the lead. We'll take a short break now and hand it back over to Penn Gillette, who is joined by Adam Candy, who is standing by to present the world premiere of Dodge Juggle, a Moxie Game original event.
Thank you, Daniel and Alex. We're getting ready for the premiere of Dodge Juggle in just a moment. This has never been done before, so you're witnessing history in the making. This is the sport of the future. I'm sure people have thrown things at jugglers before, but this is the first time that points are being awarded for it. We have John Wee and Owen Morse of the Passing Zone courtside to introduce today's Dodge Juggle event. And I'm joined by Adam Candy, who will add that professional sports commentator voice to give Dodge Juggle credibility as a legitimate sport.
Thanks, Penn. Happy to help.
Let's go down to the courtside where the Passing Zone is standing by.
Thanks, Penn, and welcome to Dodge Juggle, a Moxie Games original event being held at SkillCon in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm John Wee.
And I'm Owen Morse.
We are known as the Passing Zone.
And tonight we present you Dodge Juggle, a cross between juggling and dodgeball. The big difference is that instead of taking out people, you're taking out jugglers.
Yeah, well, you're taking out the jugglers' clubs, at least.
Oh, right, yeah.
Jugglers are seldom taken out.
I guess that's
by
right.
anyone, really.
No, exactly. Yeah.
No.
We have 3 gameplay formats tonight, and we're going to start with 1-on-5.
That's right, 1 dodgeballer versus 5 jugglers. The dodgeballer has to take out as many jugglers as possible within 1 minute, and the jugglers just have to survive the wave of attacks with their juggling pattern intact.
Oh yeah, it's everyone's dream.
We have to take a quick break, but when we return, Dodge Juggle debuts with me and Candy here talking smack about it, only on the Moxie Games.
The Moxie Games are coming back to SkillCon in Las Vegas this December. Register online at skillcon.org.
First up is the acrobolic Juji Mufu, demonstrating his acrobatic prowess in an apparent attempt to intimidate the 5 jugglers he's up against. He will have 1 minute to take them all out, and to do that, he only needs to cause each juggler to drop a minimum of 1 club each. Unforced errors count, as well as intimidation techniques that result in a drop club. If the competitor succeeds in taking out all 5 jugglers within his 1 minute time limit, his completion time will be matched up against the other competitor's time to determine 1st through 3rd placements and international seeding for next year's event. Here are the anthropomorphized juggling whack-a-moles he's facing. Noah Schmeisner, the number 2 seeded combat juggler in the world. Josh Horton, the number 1 seeded combat juggler in the world. Spencer Androli, an accomplished World Juggling Federation advanced competitor. Max Poff and David Janssen, both combat juggler competitors. Janssen traveled all the way from Sweden to be a Dodge Juggle whack-a-mole. Alternates are Liam Halstead, Bennett Santora, and Malika Abramson. All right, the countdown has begun, and with the first throw, a direct hit on Liam Halstead, but ineffective. Another attempt, this time with a direct hit and exploding a club out the side door. Mr. Mufu targets the face of Malika, misses, but all 3 clubs fall to the ground. We're now down to 3. An unforced error takes Bennett down. Another unforced error brings it down to 1. Just one more to go here for Juji Mufu.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, a direct hit to the gut followed by another attack, and Androli can't maintain control and lets a club drop to the ground. Juji Mufu establishes a time of 28 seconds. He took down his first juggler 7 seconds in, then another at 10 seconds in. Juggler 3 fell at 17 seconds due to an unforced error, as did Juggler 4 at 25 seconds. And in the final takedown, a blow right to the very core of Spencer Androli, and he is unable to continue.
I only hope you can find someone good enough to stand out against my onslaught!
He does have an incredible onslaught.
He does, yeah, I noticed that.
All right, well, up next is Angry Joe, who's all jacked up on his own amino acid-infused brand of coffee.
drink a lot of Angry Joe coffee.
That's what I recommend.
Amino acid infused.
Yeah.
Extra caffeine.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Okay, well, let's see if extra caffeinated amino acid infused anger is the secret recipe to a Dodge Juggle victory. The countdown begins and Angry Joe targets Spencer Androli's head, but quick dodge keeps Androli in. Josh Horton drops due to an unforced error, down to 4. Bullseye on Max Bob, who's more resilient than David Janssen. Well, he lost a club, so he's on his way out as well. Schmeisner dodging well.
Takes a couple hits, still does okay. Good, Spencer's out. He didn't even get hit, did he?
Well, sometimes those unforced errors can be the death of you in a hurry. Androli, although he is out, is pinned in by Angry Joe's repeated peripheral targeting. Oh, Max Poff took that one straight in the chest. 1 to go now, past the halfway point with less than 30 seconds to go. Striking Schmeisner in the left shoulder, and he keeps the clubs in the air.
Still in?
No, hanging in there. Angry Joe's going to have to go recover and find the balls again. Looks like he's not moving at an angry speed right now.
He's angrier, Joe.
And Angry Joe is going to leave one on the floor. As impressive as Juji Mufu was at taking down the 5 jugglers in record time, Schmeisner sets the world record as the first juggler to survive a 1-minute wave of attacks and proves to be the most formidable player in 1-on-5 Dodge Juggle. Okay, here we see Angry Joe's first 2 throws that connect. The first one bouncing off Max Poff without effect, but then striking David Janssen, appearing to temporarily break his arm just long enough to drop a club.
What are your hopes for the future of the sport of Dodge Juggle?
Well, I'm hoping that all my little Joes and Josettes out there drink a lot of Angry Joe coffee.
I think that'll help.
Yeah.
Up next is Charles Peterson of Red Eye Rhino, the leader in sublimated dart jerseys and shirts, and the organizer of America's premier dart event, the Premier Cup of Darts. Oh, David Janssen dodging well there on that first shot.
I don't think you want to be the guy in the middle.
A near hit aimed at Janssen's head, followed by an attack on Horton. A couple of unforced errors takes Bennett and Maleka out of the round. Going to force Charles to go after Janssen, and they move to the edges. There you go, Penn. They try to get away from that middle and make themselves more difficult targets. Peterson, now noticeably frustrated, turns his attention toward Horton. No! It's a fake, and he cripples Janssen's right ankle. This is down to Josh Horton.
Okay. But Josh is really good.
Talk about an unforced error. Peterson will go down in history as the first Dodge Juggle thrower to go down. Direct hit to Horton's gut, but Horton maintains control.
Takes the ball right in the chest. Don't keep juggling.
Horton dodges. Peterson scrambles to find his balls. Horton getting cocky and attempting a 360. Fails to make the simplest of catches and takes himself out at 51 seconds.
Yeah, showing off.
Here's the one takedown Peterson was responsible for, that blow to Jansen's ankle, and then 2 direct hits to Horton. Horton taking blows to the gut and then the chest. But in the end, Horton takes himself out with a failed attempt at a 1-up 360, handing over a win to Peterson at 51 seconds. Probably the only way Peterson was going to get a win, but nevertheless, still a win. The second competitor in history to, one way or another, take down all 5 competitors.
The Moxie Games are brought to you by The Passing Zone, the world's most entertaining comedy and juggling duo, PassingZone.com. Moxie.Games. Stream the Moxie Games and more outside-the-box sports at Moxie.Games. Jason Garfield Personal Training. No nonsense, fast results, lose fat, increase strength. JasonGarfield.com.
Up next, we have a unique matchup. Cameron Ritter, who's also an accomplished juggler, takes the position of the thrower. This will be particularly interesting and more threatening to the jugglers because only another juggler understands the timing that juggling requires and can strategize based on knowledge of that timing. The countdown begins and Ritter launches a couple of balls on either side of Max Poff, and Poff's pattern goes poof.
The ones in the middle always go out first.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem.
Stay out of the middle.
And there's Josh Horton once again dancing around and staying out of trouble. Cameron Ritter of Primetime Personal Training, the 1 in the 1-on-5. Now going after Horton, missing the target. Ritter scrambles to find his balls, aiming in at Horton's face, but Horton dodges and stays in. Ooh, Josh. He's jumping and moving and keeping the clubs in the air. Ritter now turns his attention to Janssen, taking him down and bouncing a club off Bronson's right quad. Ritter now going after Nicholas Bronson's head, Bronson's long neck, allowing him to dodge without moving his body. Now he's in the middle, but takes the hit and keeps on chugging. Remember, Cameron has to stay behind that line. Can't get any closer to fire the balls or to go retrieve them.
Oh, nice trick.
Oh, right there at the end. Bronson, can he be the last man standing? Yes, he's going to be there at the end of the clock, and Cameron Ritter can only take out 4 of 5. So here we see Horton dodging an onslaught of half a dozen or so attacks, able to keep his eyes on the incoming attacks while maintaining control over his clubs. Here we see Horton gets hit, but keeps going, and then right here, trying a neck wrap while under fire and loses control.
Yeah, just spend your time taking everyone else out, and Horton will drop trying tricks when he knows everyone's looking at him.
But Ritter unable to take out Nicholas Bronson. All right, 2 more rounds to go in this historic event, continuing with Geisy.
Oh, she tries both hands at once. Yeah, I don't know if that's I don't
Well,
think that's wise, because you lose all the power.
Well, that's the thing. The cannon fires twice, but only at half speed.
Yeah.
Well, Geisy trying the double throw has yet to take out a competitor in the first 15 seconds. Halstead, they're unaffected by the... We're not going to call them lobs. They're not quite lobs, but they're certainly not Jujimufus.
Her best bet would be to wait till they get tired. You know, like another 20, 30 minutes.
That's true, and that would be a competition for another time. She only has another 35 seconds here. Janssen next on her hit list, causing a convulsion that results in a drop.
They're getting a little cocky, aren't they?
Geisy now dedicating 2 balls in Horton's direction, swatting one of them away, and another block with a club while continuing to juggle. Horton going back to his old ways, throwing tricks. Successful execution of a 360. There's no benefit to doing tricks in this competition. Oh, Josh just inviting it now. And that's going to be time for Geisy, who takes out 2. Oh, she doesn't know the clock's over. Or does she? Just taking out a little rage there at the end. Time is called, and Geisy may think she was the one who needed to survive the minute, celebrating with a high five to the ref, then high-fiving her opponent, something rarely seen on the field in any sport. Here again now are those blocks by Horton. And now those moves while getting hit by the ball, just continuing to show off. Horton doesn't just want to survive, he wants to survive in style. Monica now finishing off this year's Dodge Juggle 1-on-5 event. Looks like she's going to go for that 2-handed approach. No, she has thought better of it after watching what Geisy went through. There's Josh Horton. Oh, Josh Horton's just swatting him away. Josh just adding in some flair.
He's the tough one.
Monica does not have a lot behind those
He
throws.
caught the ball, goes into 4, throws it back to him.
I don't know. Back on the playground, that meant that Monica would have been out.
Yeah.
Liam Halstead swats one away. Monica is not having a successful round through the first 25 seconds, that's for sure.
No, not at all.
Horton now back to neck wraps, gets hit twice while paying more attention to his tricks, but doesn't lose control. Monica still looking to get a second competitor off the floor, still 4 of 5 hanging in there. Ooh. Josh Horton's haunting Monica, as if to say, you have no chance of taking me down.
She got a lot to accomplish in 5 seconds, don't you think?
I feel like the task might be too tall. 2, 1, and thanks for playing Monica. But Monica is still focused on taking out Horton. Oh, Monica, let it go, it's over. Oh, lands a blow right to Horton's face after time is called, after the whistle is blown. Oh, I believe she might have just been ejected after the whistle. So here we see Horton's audacious flaunting of his abilities, instigating what inevitably resulted in a softball gently bouncing off his face. And one of Monica's shining moments when she successfully took down a 9-year-old trying to juggle. So this year, only 2 competitors successfully took down all 5 jugglers within 1 minute. And you can see here their international seeding placement. Charles Peterson in second place with 51 seconds, and the acrobolic Jujimufu in first place with 28 seconds.
That was 1-on-5 Dodge Juggle, which is very similar to Chevrolet Juggle, but
Very similar.
different sponsorship altogether.
And thus begins the quest of all these unique competitors to dominate at the Moxie Games. We've seen Sniper Schorsch win Game 1 of the semifinals against Beer Vampire, taking advantage of table corners and a temerarious disregard for head safety. Delaney Bayless maintained her lead in the WJF Advanced Overall Championship. Tom Rossman and Stefano Palinga tied at 5 points each with another 5 points to go. 8 highly skilled rock, paper, scissors competitors were reduced to 4. Team White Dragons left Surreal Killers with a 5-point deficit and only 7 more points to win the set. And the Moxie Games original event, Dodge Juggle, made its international debut. I'm Penn Gillette, along with all the Moxie Games event organizers, hosts, and commentators. We thank you for watching. This has been a Moxie Games production, the worldwide leader in this type of stuff.